Yeah, Plug Talk is the best. Only podcast where the host smash the guest. Yeah, Plug Talk is the best. Only podcast where the host smash the guest. Yeah.
But would you say that that made it more or less likely that you would be capable of falling in love with each other? Or is that totally off the table?
I think the falling in love point depends on how like hurt the person is when they come into the industry, because a lot of people do porn because they're looking for that validation and because maybe like they got over so many times that they're like, well, I'm gonna come to and just everybody's gonna want to me, and because you know like it's like everybody, it just is so superficial in the physical aspect.
But a lot of girls seem like they're open to getting into a relationship with another male talent or whatever, like
because
early,
they want validation.
But then by the time they're like
they
30,
want the attention.
it just is way less likely to happen, it feels like, because they've already kind of
I think the longer you're in the industry, you learn how to protect yourself too. Like I was such a serial crusher in the beginning, and I would talk to all these guys and be like, "Oh yeah, I had such good connection with him, and then my friend would be like, "I was at his house last night," and I'm like, "Are you f***ing kidding me? You were sleeping in his bed?" And then I realized, like, wow, I can be such a love bomber and like somebody who, because I want that validation from these guys so much, and you know, we're on camera for money, so the way they you. And the way the scenes are, it's like I shoot with a lot of older guys where they're supposed to be, I'm cheating with them, or it's, you know, they're my husband or some other situation. So there are a few people that I have more deeper relations with. Like I do a lot of scenes with Ryan Driller where he's my husband. So every time I see him, I'm just like, oh, like this is my husband for the day. Like, and so in my mind, I know that he's not my husband, but in the scene when I'm in it, like I pretend he's my husband. But then when the scene's over, I know he's going home to his wife.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, shut it off. And then I leave. But with me and my partner, ex-partner, when we like first did our scene, we like immediately were like locked in. So my friend Giselle, have you guys had Giselle on here?
Yep.
Yeah, Giselle and Ramon. They literally, the first time they worked together, it was just like fireworks.
And they made me think about that thing I was saying about how I feel like it's easy for people to fall in love the first time, but then it's less likely down the road. But they made me think about that as like, oh, the first time they shot together, they were like inseparable.
Yeah. And so that's what I like hope that other people like can experience, that, you know, maybe there is someone that in the industry that, you know, you can have an amazing scene with and something blossoms from it. But at the same time,
no pun intended.
I know, but at the same time, it's just like, it's such a slippery slope, because once you start like getting in relationships with everybody, then you start having thruples, and then it's like the open relationship thing. And then other people are like, oh yeah, like I date this guy and this guy and this guy. And I'm like, I thought you were married. Like what? So in my mind, I'm monogamous. So I would like just have one boyfriend and then everybody else's work. So it would confuse me to have like another boyfriend on the side or like a girlfriend on the side. I would be way too confused.
So you're not open to open relationships?
I don't think so. I think everybody would have to be like poly.
Yeah. Are you the
I'd have to be like a group, like a clan, and be like, oh yeah, let's all like.
If I had a girl on the side,
together.
she'd have to be accepting of the fact that she's not going to really get anything from me emotionally.
But there are a lot of girls that are okay with that, because they're like, that's fine. I just want to use you for what I want, like validation. Clout. I don't know.
Just being realistic.
I don't know.
What?
Probably to like meet rappers, I guess.
No, exactly. I'm gonna get like a bunch of stupid ass
hook me
bots.
up. And then I was like, no, I'm scared.
Wait, you want a rapper? I can make that happen.
I don't know. I don't think they would vibe with me. I'm too plain Jane.
I've heard rapper is not good.
Well, they rarely have a reason to care.
Yeah.
Like as a you know that if you give her like 2 minutes of it's not really, you're not gonna wow
they
her.
want like a experience.
Yeah, well, but I see like, you know, some girl gets flown out by Blueface, and then she'll write a big Tumblr post being like, oh, but she'll be like, oh, like, you know, he flew me out and then he me for 5 minutes and then he didn't talk to me for 2 days and I was left in his house with no money and nothing to do and all this shit. And I'm like, yeah, like that's the rapper experience. It's like you get to deal with like the most egotistical person on earth.
I don't know. I would ask you. I'd be like, you've interviewed a lot of them, so I'd be like, which one's the most like business? Which one's the most chill?
I mean, when I think about it, it's like I don't really feel like any of these guys like their claim to fame is like, oh yeah, I just out of these girls for like long periods of
Put me in a
time. Like
music video.
they don't care. Like why would they care? You know? I don't know.
No, I just think like I compare my lifestyle to like how like rappers and like athletes live, because I'm like, you like as soon as somebody knows like what you do, then they're like, oh my god, so you know this person and this person, and then they start asking you about like your whole business. Well, how did you get on there, and how do you know this person? You're like, can I just be like a normal person? So when I go out, I don't wear any makeup. I like do hair chill. Like I try to not bring attention to myself. I try to be just very normal and humble, because I don't want to be like one of these girls. I have a couple friends that I'm like, who do you guys think you are? Like we're all just on camera. We're not changing the world here.
I won't name
peace.
names, but I remember like in the very early days of me hanging out around that I went to the mall with this girl one time, and she's like, very well known, and she was just acting like she was gonna get recognized by everybody, and like she was just such a big star, and then we were all up in the mall, and I get recognized by mad people, and nobody recognized her at all, and I'm just like, this needs to get her head out of her ass. Like nobody knows you like that. Like,
right. And that's the difference between like being online and like having such a strong online presence and having the same like 200 people like being your comments every day versus like real life.